Okay, now dito naman tayo sa problem, application na tayo. So, here is the data. Let's answer first the first question. So, sabi sa number 21, assuming the business model for managing these bonds is to collect contractual cash flows, principal and interest. The initial carrying amount is. Okay, so ang una mong dapat sagutin, anong business model to? So, obviously, principal and interest, malamang at amortized cost ang dapat mong maisip dyan. Okay? So, kung initial carrying amount ang tanong, kung natatandaan mo yung kanina, FBOCI tsaka at amortized cost, the initial measurement is fair value plus transaction cost for both. Okay? At amortized cost to. So, malamang fair value plus transaction cost. Ang fair value dyan, ibig sabihin yung purchase price plus transaction cost. Now, just in case walang tawag nito, purchase price, you can get it naman, okay, by getting the present value, okay, of the investment. Pero buti na lang sa problem, nandito na yung purchase price. At the same time, klinaro din yung transaction cost. So, anyway, ito yung lalabas na fair value niya and the transaction cost. So, ito na yung magiging initial carrying amount. 2.3 plus 71,145. So, to answer question number 21 is letter B as in boy. Okay? Ganun lang kasimple. Next, refer to number 21. So, as if the investment is at amortized cost pa rin, measured at amortized cost, magkano daw ang interest income to be recognized in 2023 and 2024. Okay, dito na magmamatter yung gagawin mong amortization schedule. Kasi ang investment natin ay long term. So gagamitin talaga natin yung present value table natin dito. At the same time, gagawa ka nga talaga ng amortization schedule. Okay? So, tingnan natin muna yung mga details. Ayan, meron tayong face amount ng bonds, 2.5. And at the same time, may stated interest rate tayo, 6% per annum. Tapos yung interest payable annually, December 31. Effective interest rate is 8% per annum. And at the same time, ang maturity date niya, December 31, 2025. So from 2023, 3 years yung term ng bonds. Okay, 3 years. So long term nga ito. Okay? So long term nga ito, pero syempre ang model ay hold to collect or measured at amortized cost. So let's see the solution. Yan. So nilatag ko lang dito yung information. Pero as we prepare the amortization schedule, ito po yung itsura niya. Okay? Ito yung naging itsura niya. Okay, ito yung initial carrying amount natin, no? Yung 2,371,145.15. Okay, so given yon. Yan, 2,371,145. Okay? So, other way of computing that, pwede ngang idaan sa present value factor. Okay? Ito yon. So, yung 2.5 natin na face amount, okay, i-times mo sa 0.793832. Yun yung lalabas. 1984, okay? 1984581. So, paano mo nakuha yung PB of 1 na 0.793832? Okay, that is 1 divide 1.08 tapos pindot dun sa equal sign 3 beses. Okay? PB of 1 on the third period. Kasi yung face amount, yung principal amount na 2.5, babayaran mo yan at the end of the third year. Okay? So, PB of 1 talagang gagamitin mong PB factor. Next, yung PB of interest dito, kaya mo nakuha yan, 386,565. So, ang ginawa mo, yung PVAF ordinary or yung present value of ordinary annuity, okay, 2.5770,970, nakuha mo yan by, from here, 0.793832 minus 1 divide 0.08. 0.08 is the effective interest rate. Okay? So, yun yun. Kaya mo nakuha yung 2.5770970. I-times mo yan sa 6% yung stated interest rate niya and times mo sa face amount. Makukuha mo tong PB of interest 386,565. Okay? Sir, bakit 2.5770,970? Um, Kasi yan yung total nung PB of 1 sa kada period. PB of 1 at the first period, second period, third period. Kasi di ba tatlong beses mangyayari yung interest payment? Tama, annually eh. 3 years yung bonds. Tama po ba? So, isam mo lahat yon, ang lalabas pa rin 2.5770,970. Okay? Yung PB of 1 nun per period. So, since pare-parehas lang naman ng payment niyan, di ba? Annually ng interest, pare-parehas ng amount, di better get the PIV of ordinary na lang or yung ordinary annuity. Okay? Then multiply with the interest. Makukuha mo yung PB of interest. Now, kapag pinagsama mo yung dalawa na yan, tawag mo doon present value of the bonds. 2,371,145. At yun nga din yung nasa problem. Okay, binigay naman na eh. Purchase price 23. Okay, plus 71145 transaction cost. Okay, pero yung kaninang pinakita natin, other approach just in case hindi to binigay. Okay, or kung may binigay man, hindi present yung dalawa. So yan, to answer the question, the interest income to be recognized in 2023 and 2024. So I think nasagot na yun sa amortization schedule. Ayan. Ito, kaya nakuha to, 2.5 times, tama? Yung 2.5 times 6%. Yan yung interest na marireceive kada taon, kada period. Itong interest income, okay? Yan, effective interest rate times mo dun sa carrying amount or yung previous carrying amount. So on and so forth yan. Yan, yung updated carrying amount for 2023 times mo sa 8%, makukuha mo yung interest income for 2024. Yung carrying amount naman nung last year, 2024, times mo sa 8%, makukuha mo yung interest income for 2025. Hanggang bumalik ka doon sa original face amount. Kasi nung time na in-acquire mo yan, issued at discount yan, no? Ayan, mas mababa siya, 2,371. Tama? Compared dun sa face amount niya na 2.5. So, after the term of the bond, okay, babalik yan sa face amount. Okay? Next, dito tayo sa entries. Ito, pinag-iwalay lang natin, pero you may compound it, di ba? So, isang ano na lang, isang account title na lang. Under investment in debt securities, AC means amortized cost. So, ito nga yun, 2,371,145. And then, annually, magre-record ka, of course, nung amortization mo at the same time, yung interest income mo and the collection of the interest. So, obviously, class, itong kada taon na recording mo for those transactions, di ba? Ay galing lang dito sa amortization schedule. Yan. For example, to 150, 189, 39. Ito yon sa 2023. 150, 189, 39. Okay, ito rin naman. 150, 192, 42 sa 2024. 150, 42, 192. Okay, sir. Bakit dinebit yung investment in debt securities dyan? If you will notice, from 2.371, mag-i-increase siya, no, kada period hanggang mag 2.5. So, 'di ba initially itong recording natin ng investment. Yan. Okay? Dapat at the end of the term of the bond, babalik siya sa 2.5 or hindi babalik eh. Mamimit niya yung 2.5 kasi nga in effect yan yung parang future amount niya. Okay? So, kaya pina-plus natin yung difference nung interest payment tsaka interest income, which signifies yung amortization ng bonds. Okay? Kaya siya plus. Okay? So, kung issued at premium naman to, mas malaki at the initial acquisition, kunyari 2.8 something, tama? So, malamang, babalik tayo doon sa 2.5 pa rin na face amount at the end of the term of the bond. Okay? So, 2.8, for example, hanggang mag 2.5. So, pabawas naman tayo nun. Tama ba? Therefore, itong naka-debit mo, dapat i-credit mo yan, investment in debt securities. Kasi as it amortize, nababawasan siya dapat. So, dapat credit yan. Nagkataon dito sa problem, issued at discount, kaya add tayo hanggang ma-meet natin yung face amount. Okay? From lower amount up to the face amount. Okay? Ayan. So, to answer lang yung mga question doon, Okay? So, yun. Nakita na natin dito sa amortization schedule, 189 yung interest income for 2023 and 192 sa 2024. Ito yun. Letter B. Okay? Next, dun naman sa 23. In reference with number 21, so speaking for investment at amortized cost pa rin, the unrealized gain or loss to be recognized in profit or loss for both years, 2023 and 2024. Anong klaseng investment nga ito? Investment measured at amortized cost. So, ibig sabihin, tama, panghawakan natin hanggang mag-mature. So, we do not consider any changes in fair value. Kaya wala tayong unrealized gain or loss dyan. Tama ba? Zero. Okay? Klaro? 24. The unrealized gain or loss to be recognized, o ganun ulit. Kaya lang, kanina, PNL eh. Ipepresent sa PNL. This time, ipepresent sa OCI. Eh di ba, again, panghahawakan to hanggang mag-mature. So, hindi mo tinitignan yung changes sa market price ng investment. Therefore, wala pa rin yan. Zero. Okay? Next, refer to number 21. So, the balance of unrealized gain or loss OCI presented in equity section of the balance sheet for both years, 2023 and 2024. Eh di ba from the start, wala nga talaga tayong ni-recognize na unrealized gain or loss. So, what more kung cumulative ang amount na usapan? Tama? So, zero pa rin yan. Okay? 26. The amount of investment to be presented in Statement of Financial Position on December 31, 2023 and 2024. Okay, so to answer that question, manggagaling lang din doon sa amortization schedule natin. At eto nga yun, for 2023, 2410,836 and 2453,703 sa 2024. So that is letter D as in dog. Okay, tama ba? Next, 27. Okay, sa 27, the net effect of the investment in PNL for the years ended December 31, 2023 and 2024. Okay. So take note of that, the net effect of investment in PNL. Now, let me give you idea lang kung ano yung mga normaling mga items na may kinalaman or nakakaapekto, okay, pag-usapang investment in debt securities. Ano yung mga typical? Okay? Yan, meron tayong, of course, interest, income. Okay? Maaaring maka-epekto din dyan yung mga expenses or transaction cost kung tawagin. Basta, yung transaction cost considered expense. Okay? Kasi ang tinatanong dito, PNL eh. Or kung hindi man, yan, kung mapapansin mo yung susunod na tanong, Statement of Comprehensive Income. Okay? Ano pa ang pwede natin makonsider dyan? Unrealized gain or unrealized loss. Or kung hindi naman, kung during that period or those periods na nabanggit sa question, nagkaroon ng benta, partially sale of the investment, di ba? Malamang meron tayong realized gain or realized loss. Yan. Okay? So yan yung mga normaling may impact pagdating sa investment. Usapang P&L or Statement of Comprehensive Income. Okay? Now, to answer muna yung question sa number 27. Okay. So, ito ba, based dun sa mga nasagutan natin, meron ba tayo kaninang na-recognize na interest income? Meron. Ito yun, di ba? Yung tinanong tayo dito, ang sagot natin ay... Saan yun? Yan. Ito yung sagot natin kanina eh. Tama? Based sa amortization schedule. Tama po ba? Okay, so okay yan. Next, may expense ba tayo or transaction cost? Meron. Di ba yung 71,145 kanina? Eh kaya lang, take note, investment at amortized cost to. Hindi yan ine-expense. Kinakapitalize yung transaction cost. So hindi mo talaga ipapakita yan sa P&L or sa Statement of Comprehensive Income. So hindi yan kasama sa i-consider natin. UGL, unrealized gain or loss. Eh di ba at amortized cost to, wala tong pakialam sa changes in fair value. So wala din to. Realized gain or loss. May nabenta ba during those periods, 2023, 2024? Partial na investment or kung hindi man, The whole investment? I think wala. Kasi nabanggit dito, yan. The bonds were quoted at 105. So parang sinasabi lang niya ang market price on December 31, 2023 at 105% of the face amount of the bonds. And sa 2024 at 110%. Pero walang sinabi ditong nabenta yung bonds during those period. Okay? So, etong bonds are redeemed at face value on December 31, 2025. So, nag-mature siya smoothly, naturally. Okay? So, walang nangyaring bentahan. So wala rin tayong mako-consider dito sa realized gain or loss. So, to answer the question, the net effect of the investment in PNL, ito pa rin yun. Okay? Yan. Next, the net effect of the investment in the statement of comprehensive income for the years ended December 31, 2023 and 2024. Pag statement of comprehensive income, dalawa yan klase. Huwag mong kakalimutan ha. PNL tsaka OCI. Pag pinagsama mo yung dalawa, tawag dyan comprehensive income. Tapos pag pinakita mo yung tatlo na yan, tawag mo dun sa report na ginawa mo, statement of comprehensive income. So, ang point, meron ka ng item na ipapakita mo as net effect sa P&L as part of the statement of comprehensive income. Tama po ba? Eh, ang OCI, ano bang mga items na pinapakita sa OCI? Okay? Kung ano yung binanggit ng mga accounting standards. So, bigyan ko lang kayo ng onting idea. Isa sa mga nabanggit na dapat presented sa OCI, other comprehensive income items, klaruin ko lang, ang OCI, other comprehensive income items, hindi literal income items lang, no? Kundi income and expense yan. Okay? So, para masabi nating OCI items yan, babanggitin or klinarong binanggit yan dapat ng accounting standards. Kung ano mang specific accounting standards yon. So for example, ito sa PFRS 9, binanggit na ang unrealized gain or loss, okay, from the changes in the fair value of the investment measured at fair value through OCI ay ipepresent sa OCI. Kasi klarong-klaro na nga, through OCI. Okay? Doon talaga siya ilalagay. Okay? Basta ang investment mo measured at fair value through OCI or kung tawagin nga natin, available for sales securities. Okay? Pero take note, ang nilalagay mo lang palagi dito sa OCI, okay, parang PNL, ang PNL is good for the year lang. Ito din, sa OCI items, dapat good for the year lang yan. Okay, yung changes lang for the year related to that item. Okay? Pag cumulative amount ng OCI, hindi mo pinapakita sa statement of comprehensive income. Okay? Yan ay pinapakita na sa equity balance sheet. Okay? Klaro po? Doon na yan pinapakita. Okay? Eh, di ba wala tayong OCI dito sa scenario natin na investment at amortized cost? Kasi nga, wala naman tayong changes in fair value nire-recognize. Therefore, ang net effect ng investment mo sa statement of comprehensive income is the same net effect na sinabi mo doon sa P&L. Letter B. Okay po? Okay, this time another scenario tayo. Assuming the business model for managing these bonds is to both collect contractual cash flows, so principal and interest, and sell the bonds in the market when opportunity arise. The initial carrying amount is, so malamang ito ay investment measured at FB o CI. Okay, dalawa eh. Panghawakan siya to get principal and interest or ibenta siya sa market kapag favorable. Okay, so measured at fair value through OCI to or kung tawagin nga natin available for sale securities. So to answer the question, di ba sabi natin fair value plus transaction cost din to? So that is purchase price 23 plus the transaction cost given dito sa problem 71,145, letter B din. Okay? Letter B. Next, refer to number 29, the interest income to be recognized. Okay. So punta tayo doon sa schedule niya. So this time, ang scenario natin ay FBO CI. So same ano pa rin yan, no? Same computation lang din yan. So take note sa investment measured at FBO CI, dalawa ang purpose mo. Okay? Panghawakan siya hanggang mag-mature or kung favorable na ibenta ngayon, gawin natin. Na kung hindi favorable na maibenta natin as of now, okay, still panghahawakan natin 'yan hanggang mag-mature. So, normally meron ka rin talagang amortization schedule diyan, tama? Ito 'yon, okay. So, to answer yung question natin, dito pa rin manggagaling yung interest income. Okay, so 189 tsaka 1924, 2023 and 2024. So, ito pa rin yun, letter B. Next, refer to number 29. So, same scenario. Investment at fair value through OCI pa rin to. The unrealized gain or loss to be recognized in 2023 and 2024 in profit or loss. Take note, ito ay FBOCI. So, measured at fair value to. Tama ba? Pero yung fair value changes kay presented sa other comprehensive income. Okay? Pero meron nga bang unrealized gain or loss na tayong mako-compute this time? Meron na. Kasi we consider the changes in fair value. Okay, kapag FBOCI. Okay? Kaya lang, kung matatandaan mo, presented dapat sa OCI. Eh sinabi niya dito or tinatanong niya dito, in P&L. So to answer that question, letter A, 0. Okay? Unless, eto na ang tanong. Ayan. The unrealized gain or loss to be recognized in other comprehensive income. FBOCI ito. So malamang yung changes in fair value, dyan ipe-present. Okay? Ang tanong, paano mako-compute yun? Ito yon. Okay? Now, sa given, yan, ito, sa 2023 muna, yung face amount na 2.5 ng bonds, tinimes sa 105%. Yung 105%, yan yung quoted price niya, December 31, 2023. Given po yan. Ito po yon. Yan, ito. 105 sa 2023, tsaka 110 sa 2024. Okay? So, kaya may 2.5 ka dito times 100% kasi 105 nga sa 2023. You have 2625. Okay? Less carrying amount. Okay? Carrying amount is coming from the amortization schedule na ginawa mo kanina. 2410. Ito yon 2023. Okay? So, the difference is gain, no? Mas mataas kasi. Kasi ang lalabas, yung recording mo na 2410 na investment sa libro, dadagdagan mo para maging 2625. Pumareha dun sa fair value at that end of period, 2023. So, tumaas siya by 214,163. O, yan yung tinatawag nating unrealized gain. Okay, pero since FBOCI yung classification natin, yung unrealized gain presented sa OCI. Okay? So, yan. 214,163. So, kung manonotice mo yan dito, class, yan, meron kang initial investment, 2371, yung kanina. Tapos, nadagdagan ng amortization. Di ba? Ito yung nasa schedule natin. Di ba? Habang tumatagal, pataas siya ng pataas kasi at discount siya in-issue eh. Tapos, pag nag-amortize yan, pataas ng pataas hanggang ma-meet niya yung face amount. So, ito yung amortization for 2023. Kaya dagdag yan. Plus the changes in fair value. Okay? Dagdag din yan kasi update mo hanggang maging fair value siya end of 2023. Kaya yan, pumantay na sa 2625. Okay? Pwede rin naman siya i-record alternatively using allowance. Okay? Or fair value adjustment for that investment. So, kumbaga, hindi direct to the point na i-account mo agad under investment account. Okay? So, ito yung magiging itsura niya. So, wala muna siya dito, no? Yan. Hindi katulad nito, nilagay agad. Idadaan muna sa allowance. Okay? So, yan. If you will notice, yung balance na yan, minus dun sa allowance. Eh, di ba ang allowance normally credit yan? Eh, debit siya dito eh. So, ang impact niya, instead minus, less. Tapos, ang ililess mo negative. So, plus talaga yon. Tama? 2,625,000. Okay? Yan. So, tali siya dito, no? Yan, tali siya. Next. Oh, same pa rin. Yung recording ng collection mo ng interest, amortization mo for that year, 2024, tsaka interest income recognition. Ang poproblemahin mo na lang, okay, yung changes in fair value. Take note class, ito ay galing sa ano yung kaninang amortization schedule natin dun sa taas. Yan, galing yan dito. Yan. Okay, ito yun. Okay? Yan. Next, kunin natin yung changes in fair value this time sa 2024. Okay, kasi dun sa choices natin, I think dalawa yun eh. Ayun no, tama tayo, nakumpita natin yung 214,163. Kaya lang BNC parehas 214,163. So, hindi yan. Ito. Dito na tayo, 32. Okay, ayan, parehas yung 214,163. So, ang problema na lang natin sa 2024. Okay, doon nagkakatalo. Okay, so again, fair value 2.5 times 110% kasi this time quoted at 110 in 2024. So, that is 2,750,000. Carrying amount niya, okay, for 2024, 2,453. Nasa amortization schedule natin to. So, the difference, gain pa rin, okay, 296,296. Okay, tawag mo doon, unrealized gain, OCI, pero cumulative. Okay, kasi take note, ito ay, pinagko-compare mo kasi dito class, fair value to versus the carrying amount or yung parang carrying cost niya. Okay? So, um, yan ay cumulative. Yung makukuha mong difference dyan, cumulative. Okay? So, to get really the changes for 2024, okay, for that year only, dapat ikumpara mo din yung dating amount, yung dating na-recognize na unrealized gain or loss last year para makuha mo talaga yung changes lang for 2024. Okay? Eh, di ba, na-recognize natin last year, 214,163. Versus ngayon, cumulative amount niya, 296,296. O, from 214, naging 296, malamang tumaas. By how much? 82,133. Yan. Kaya meron ka ditong debit investment in debt securities, credit unrealized gain, OCI. Okay? Yan lang ang ire-record natin for OCI. Changes for the year lang. 82,133. So, malamang ang sagot natin dito, letter B. Okay? Next, the balance of unrealized gain or loss, OCI, in the equity section, balance sheet, statement of financial position, tama ba? O yan, malamang ipepresent mo dyan mga cumulative amount. Okay? Sa first year, 2023, 214 pa rin yun, 163. Kasi 2023 lang nag-start yung investment eh. So yung changes in fair value dyan, malamang cumulative na to. At the same time, good for that year lang yan kasi kakaumpisa lang eh. Nasaan na ba yun? Yan. Okay? We can assume cumulative yan. Eh, kaya lang first year yan eh. So, malamang yan pa rin yun for that year. Okay? Tama? Pero syempre, ibang usapan na sa next year. The first year unrealized gain or loss natin na na-recognize plus yung na-recognize lang talaga sa 2024, tawag mo doon pag pinagpas mo, cumulative. At malamang ito yon 296, 296. So, to answer this question, letter C. Okay? Next, ayan na. The amount of investment to be presented in statement of financial position, okay? Eh di ba measured to at fair value through OCI? Okay, at fair value. Okay. So, ang kukunin nating basehan na ipe-present natin sa balance sheet, dapat at fair value. Okay, magkano ngayon nakuha natin sa 2023? Ito yun, 2,625. So, malamang ito na yun, letter C. Sa 2024, saan yun? Ito, 2,750. Okay? Tama ba? Yan. Next, the net effect of the investment in profit or loss for the years ended December 31, 2023. So, yung apat ulit yan, no? Okay, pero klaruhin mo lang. Baka mamaya, marambol mo siya. Dapat klaro sa'yo kung ano yung presented lang sa P&L, under OCI, okay, tsaka, yun lang, P&L tsaka OCI, or yung combination ng dalawa. Then, expense, tama? Or kung tawagan natin, transaction cost, unrealized gain or loss, tapos realized gain or loss. Okay, meron tayong interest income. Tama po ba? Kasama yan, automatic yan. Okay? And I think that is 189,692 pa rin, no? For this scenario, tsaka 192 for 2024. Expense, transaction cost, eh di ba measured at fair value through OCI to? So yung transaction cost, capitalize, hindi expense. So wala ulit. Unrealized gain or loss, meron. Magkano nga yung sinabi natin kanina? Hindi ito eh, cumulative to eh. Ito, yan, 214, 163, 82, 133. Okay? Kasama sana yan, okay? Kaya lang kasi P&L ang tinatanong eh. Eh di ba ang unrealized gain or loss kapag ang investment measured at fair value through OCI, so OCI pinapakita, hindi sa P&L. Yes, may unrealized gain or loss pero hindi yan lalabas sa P&L dahil investment measured at FBOCI to. Kaya sa OCI yan. Kaya wala pa rin to. Wala ring realized gain or loss kasi wala naman nabenta during these periods. So to answer the question, eto pa rin yun. Letter B. Okay? Next, net effect of the investment in the statement of comprehensive income. Uulitin ko, statement of comprehensive income na yan, so dapat dalawa yan. Meron kang P&L, tsaka OCI. Okay, sa P&L, di ba may sagot na tayo? Ito yon 189,692,192,867. Tama? O, sampulan lang natin yung isa, yung 2023. Tama po ba? So, next is yung sa OCI. Eh, di ba may OCI tayong present, yung unrealized gain or loss? Yan, ito yon 214, 163, tsaka 82, 133 sa 2024. So, kung sampulan lang natin sa 2023, 214.163. Pag pinag-plus mo yan, statement of comprehensive income. Okay? So, that is 403, tama ba? 0.855. Okay, so kahit di na natin computein, malamang ang obvious na sagot natin ay letter D as in dog. Okay? Okay, last scenario tayo. Okay, assuming naman the business model for managing these bonds is to trade or sell them in response to market opportunities. So, trading na to. So, kung natatandaan mo, initial carrying amount ng trading securities or yung measured at FBPL ay fair value lang. Hindi natin ginakapitalize yung mga transaction cost, expense yun. So therefore, sa given kanina, purchase price 23, tapos transaction cost 71,145, yung 71,145 expense. So hindi siya capitalized. Malamang to answer that question, ito ang sagot natin, letter A. Now, sa 38, in reference naman, this time sa 37, so puro trading na to, investment measured at FBPL, the interest income to be recognized. Okay? Now, kung natandaan mo yung discussion natin kanina, ang interest income under investment at FBPL nako-compute by multiplying the stated interest rate sa face amount. E di ba ang face amount natin ay kano nga 2.5? Yeah. Tapos ang stated interest rate natin per given 6% and that is 150. So kada taon 150 yung magiging interest income. Wala na tayong pakialam dun sa amortization schedule kasi hindi mo gagawin yun dahil purposely itong investment na to ay for short term. Diba? So, walang bearing yung present value dito. Okay? That's why hindi mo na kailangan gumawa ng amortization schedule kaya ang interest income mo, direct to the point, face amount times the stated interest rate. So, to answer the question, that is letter A. Next, the unrealized gain or loss to be recognized in 2023 and 2024. Okay? So, sagutan natin yan. Ito yan. Dito na tayo. FBPL na tayo, no? Yan. O, yan. Notice the entries class, oh. Transaction cost, sineperate. Hindi siya capitalized. Interest income, yung normal lang. Okay? Face amount, tsaka stated interest rate. Hindi effective interest rate, ha? Next, fair value natin, ganun pa rin for 2023. Kasi 2.5 times 105%, di ba? Investment at FBPL to. So, at fair value pa rin. 2625. Initial carrying amount niya kanina, doon natin mako-compare para lang malaman natin kung may unrealized gain ba or unrealized loss. Obviously, unrealized gain. So, the difference is 325,000. O, take note. Okay? Yung unrealized gain na yan, presented sa P&L. Okay? Kasi nga, investment at FBPL ang scenario natin ngayon. Okay? So, you may use also the allowance method. So anyway, proceed tayo. For 2024, So meron tayo ditong fair value, December 31, 2024. So the face amount, 2.5 times the quoted price, 110%. So 2.75. Minus mo yung previous fair value ng investment natin last year, 2,625. So meron tayong unrealized gain this year, 125,000. Okay? Yan. Sir, teka lang. Bakit yung sa FBOCI kanina, okay? Sa 2024, parang ang haba ng formula nun eh. Ayan, no? Hindi yan. Ito. Yan. Okay? May cumulative ka nga muna nakuha dun eh. Tapos minus mo yung last year na unrealized gain. Kaya mo nakuha yung i-record mong changes for the year. Tama yon sa 2024 FBOCI na investment. Pero pagdating sa 2024 ng investment ay measured na sa FBPL, bakit parang wala tayong cumulative doon? Saan yun? Yan. Yan. Kasi ang pinag-match natin, fair value versus fair value. So, the difference of the fair value and the fair value, okay, would be considered changes for the year na automatic. Okay? Di ba? 2,750 tsaka yung 2,625. So, yan na yun. I-recognize mo na for the year. Okay? 2024. Sir, dapat cumulative din, di ba? Pwede naman. Kaya lang, ganito magiging itsura nun. Hindi yan fair value to fair value. Dapat ganito mo siya ipe-present kung gusto mong ipakita na may cumulative pa. Ang ililes mo dito, yung carrying amount niya. Originally. Okay? Di ba ang original natin na carrying amount is, kano yun? 2,3? 1, 2, 3. Tapos, this time, magkano yung fair value? 2024, 2,750. Yan. So, yan. Pwede mo sabihin na ang unrealized gain P&L mo dyan, cumulative. Yan. Tama ba? Tapos, less mo yung previous unrealized gain P&L last year. Yan. 2023. Magkano yun? 325. Yan. So, makukuha mo pa rin, okay, unrealized gain P&L, okay, this year lang talaga, 2024. O, ganun pa rin yan. Sagot pa rin dyan, 1, 2, 5. Okay? So, para lang mabilis, okay? Kasi ang pinagmamatching mo nga dito, okay, to get the changes in the year, di ba? Of the fair value, changes in the fair value for that year, para makuha mo agad-agad yon, fair value to fair value na lang. Pero kung gusto mong may cumulative pa, pwede naman, pero magsimula ka muna as bawas yung carrying amount, yung pinaka-original. Okay? Para makukuha mo talaga cumulative. Okay? Okay. Next. Ayan. So, to answer the question, ito na yun, malamang. 325, okay, for 2023, tsaka 125 sa 2024. So, that is letter PNL tayo, di ba? PNL naman yun. FBPL to. So, letter D as in dog. Now, to answer the question number 40, magkano yung unrealized gain or loss to be recognized in OCI? Yes, may unrealized gain or loss. Pero kung presented sa OCI, PNL to, FBPL to, wala. Zero. Okay? Next, the balance of unrealized gain or loss. OCI, in equity section, balance sheet. Di ba nga, wala tayong unrealized gain or loss OCI. So, zero pa rin yan, cumulative. Okay? Next, the amount of investment to be presented in the statement of financial position, balance sheet, di ba measured at fair value. Yan, true profit or loss. So, fair value pa rin ang magiging basehan natin for this scenario. Okay? So, 2023, ito tayo, 2,625, 2024, 2,750. Letter C. Okay? Next, 43. Last two questions na tayo. The net effect of the investment in P&L. So, isipin mo na lahat. Sulat mo ulit. Tama ba? Yung kaninang apat na lagi nating sinusulat. Interest, income, expense, kung tawagin natin ay transaction cost, unrealized gain or loss, tsaka realized gain or loss. Okay? So again, dito may interest income tayo. Okay, check yan. Pero ang amount dyan, nasa na ba yun? Nasa na interest income natin? Ito. Tama po ba? Ay, hindi yan. Ito. 150, 150. Okay? So, sampulan natin yung 2023. Okay? So, dito tayo. Usig natin. $150. Sa 23 lang muna tayo ha. Okay, tapos may expense ba tayo or tama, expense related sa transaction cost? Meron. Investment at FBPL to, di ba? Hindi natin kinakapitalize yung transaction cost dito. Expense yun. So yes, considered yan. Okay? Pero huwag mo kalimutan, dapat yan ay bawas. Magkano nga yun? 71.145. Bawas yan. UGL, meron ba? Meron. UGL, unrealized gain or loss, meron. FBPL to, di ba? So, that UGL, unrealized gain or loss, presented sa PNL. PNL ang tanong. Talagang kasama yan. Okay? Check. Magkano yung sagot natin dyan? Unrealized gain or loss presented sa PNL? Ito. 325 sa 2023. 2024, 125. Sampulan lang muna natin. So, gamitin natin yung 325. 325. Okay? O, yan na yun. Wala tayong realized gain or loss kasi wala naman nangyaring bentahan during these periods. So, ang total mo dyan, tama po ba? I think that is still 403,855. Ha? Tama ba tayo? Tama, no? Yan, 150 minus 71,145 plus 325. Tama. 403,855. Okay? So kahit di na natin kumpitin yung sa 2024, malamang ang sagot natin for this question is D as in dog. Okay? Okay, so dito naman last, net effect naman sa SOCI or Statement of Comprehensive Income. So sulat mo, PNL. The net effect is 403,855. Sa OCI, di ba investment at ano to? FB, PNL. So wala tayong OCI. Zero nga yung kanina, di ba? So, to answer the question, statement of comprehensive income, ang net effect ng investment na yan ay 403,855 din. Okay? And for 2024, malamang parehas lang. 275. Dog. Okay? Yun lang po.